Like, I'll get off work. I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to my bed because I'm not going to go to sleep. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I go to my bed, knocked out cold. I'm like, oh my goodness, I lost 2 hours of my life sleeping.
It sucked even more for me like a couple of years ago because I used to live in England for 2 years. I lived there for like 2 or 3 years, and when I was there, I dated a girl who lived in America. So the time difference was insane. Like it was like a difference of like 8 hours, something like that. So I had to stay up like really, really late, like 3 or 4 a.m. to like talk to her, like Skype and like FaceTime and shit like that. So some days it was just a fucking struggle. Like it was insane.
Man, this is why I retired from girls like years ago. I couldn't do it. But lo and behold, I have a girl now, and she's great. I love her so much. She's actually really awesome. It's like, I'm not really
That's
like
cool.
a big person into like dating and shit, but I was like, I'm not really getting any younger, so I kind of want a girlfriend after all these years. And I learned through all my mistakes. I learned through what not to do, what not to say, and what happened. I was like, oh, awesome, because dude, I was a retard. If my friends ever come in this like podcast one day and tell all my stories, you'd be sitting there dying, loud laughter about the retarded stuff I actually did.
Jeez.
I
Do
just,
you live how old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, okay. You're like a year older than me.
Yeah, I have my own place. I pay my own bills. Man,
Yeah, me too.
bro, let's say I woke up today. I left my wallet at my friend's house, who I do the channel with at certain points. I went to his house, got my wallet, went to the bank, pulled out the rest of my rent money, paid my light bill. Like, I hate all this adult shit,
Yeah.
man. I was gonna go to the county
Yeah,
building.
it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, people always.
Especially yeah, I don't know. I don't know what state do you live in?
California.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it is out there because I haven't lived as an adult out there. I lived in California when I was younger. I lived in San Diego for a couple of years, but
Expensive
like
as
now,
fuck, isn't it?
yeah, now that I live over here, I mean, like my adult life, I've pretty much only lived in two places. It was New York City and Washington D.C.
New York is
But
kind of like LA, the way like how much it costs and
yeah,
shit. Oh my god.
well, it's expensive here too in DC. Like that's why my job pays me so much because fucking the area is so expensive.
Jeez, you need to go to like the ghetto where all the black people are blowing out the buildings and shit.
Yeah, I live in my apartment's 1,600 a month, a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and it's me and another guy who live here together.
Oh my, how
But
you have a girlfriend too, right? Does she live with you too?
no, I don't have a girlfriend currently.
Oh, okay, it's like
Nah, but what I was telling you about was like I dated was a girl I dated like 2 or 3 years ago.
wow,
Yeah,
dang. When did you start
actually,
playing League?
so actually, this is my third year playing League. I actually am very fresh into League.
You started it season.
But I think I told you last
7.
night. Yeah, I think I told you last night when I was talking to you was I was like an ex like smasher. I used to play a lot
Yeah,
of Melee.
yeah. Oh, I love Smash Bros, dude. I just I was thinking to myself the other day. It's not that I don't like Ultimate. It's just like I'm not really like a fanatic about it.
So Ultimate was their. I feel like their progression and their aim with Ultimate was that they wanted to create a game that had all the technical prowess that was exhibited in Melee, but then also had a little bit of a glimmer of hope for those who weren't really technologically savvy. They kind of just gave them like an opportunity to like still be viable playing against people who were from that crowd in Melee, because Melee, like if you don't know the tech you can't really play the game like at that level. But Ultimate's different because they kind of provided a way to like basically streamline like the process to be a good player, like because they kind of took out like all the mechanics in Melee that like if you couldn't master you couldn't be good. Like for example, like in Melee there was a mechanic called wave dashing, which was
Yeah,
like
I
a
know
lot of
that. I
people,
cannot wave dash to save my life.
yeah,
I've
a lot of
literally
people who weren't really good at the game couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So
I
it's like,
literally sat playing the game for like 2 hours straight every single day to try to get it down. They're like, "Oh, you'll
yeah,
get it if you keep practicing." But at a certain point, if I'm
it
not
takes
just
so much of your time.
yeah, well, people don't understand. Like, if you're not good at something and you practice it, I mean, yeah, you should practice and try to get better at it. But at a certain point, if you
Yeah.
don't see any results, I mean, I hate to be that dude, but it's just not going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is with Melee. Like it was something that like it was kind of like an acquired taste type thing. Like if you weren't putting in the time and it just didn't click for you, you could never get to that like level where you could actually be viable in competitive like situations.
Boy, I love Melee, dude.
Why it's just, like,
I'll
you're
sit and play
playing.
Melee. I'll just grab it, start playing. But like doing all that wave dashing, all those tactical, chain
Yeah,
grabs that they do. I mean, Like,
Exactly.
my friends, thank God for them. They always try to boost my confidence up, but I always try to tell them, man, I like playing games because I enjoy playing them. I just enjoy playing video games in
Right.
general. I just love, dude, I remember getting picked on in school, coming home, turning on my GameCube and just playing video games just because I enjoy it. Like, it doesn't always have to be a competitive aspect of me. I just enjoy playing
Yeah.
games.
I understand. I'm kind of the same way because, like, so my background, like, both my parents are foreign. They're both immigrants, and I came to America when I was like 8. But like my whole childhood, like from a very young age, I was like, introduced to video games. Like the first system I ever played was a Sega Genesis, like the cassettes. So like I played that when I was like about like 5 and 6. And when I first moved to America, I lived in Texas at first. And my dad, I remember to this day, he would take me to the GameStop, and we would go in there and we would just buy cassettes of Sega Genesis games for like 50 cents. That's how much they cost back then. And I used to get like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, fucking Power Rangers, fucking like all these like old 90s, like classics on there. Yeah, and then I would play that for a while, and then my dad actually bought the first like handheld console that came out before Game Boy. Or actually, I think it might have came out at the same time.
Wasn't it
Game Boy
Color, right? It was Game Boy, then Game Boy Color, and then Game Boy Advance, right?
Exactly. But around the time the original Game Boy came out, the black and white Game Boy, there was a console called the Sega Gear.
I never heard of that, actually.
It was called the Sega Game Gear, and basically it was like imagine like a Game Boy Advance before the Advance came out, but it was all black.
Bro.
And it was black and white.
Man, yeah. I remember going
played
to
like
shit.
Yeah, I played like Sonic. Ago. Yeah, I played like Sonic and Mega Man and all these like old games. So my dad had that, and we had the Sega Genesis. And then I think when I was about 7, my parents bought me the Nintendo 64 for my birthday. So I played like Pokemon, because like Pokemon was like my first like. That's why I told Jason to play competitive Pokemon as well, because that was my first like real. Like that and StarCraft were like my first 2 like introductions.
I'll agree with you on the Pokemon point.
Video game.
Dude, I agree on the Pokemon point. Oh my god, dude, I loved competitive Pokemon. That shit was amazing.
VGC is like the sauce, dude. I'm so deep into VGC for years.
I don't know. After a while, I just didn't enjoy Pokemon anymore. It's probably because I grew up with the anime first, and then like
so did I.
At Diamond and Pearl, I was like, I just don't really like this anymore. I thought Diamond and Pearl was a good way for me to just, okay, I'm done. Black and White, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. It's like, because the storylines and the narratives were all the same. Yeah, the storylines and the narratives were all the same to me.
Black and White, though, I feel was probably their most mature game they ever made.
Really, actually? I never played it.
You play Black and White through?
My brother tried to get me to play it. I actually did play it a little bit. It just was not my thing, man.
So this is the thing. So every Pokemon game, like you said previously, like it has the same premise. It's like, you're a kid in a town. They want to give you these starters so then you can go and catch every Pokemon to fill up the Pokedex. Eventually defeat every gym leader. You have a rival that, pushes you along the way. And then at the very end of the game, you go and you challenge the league. And then you become the champion, and then you replace the champion. That's the whole, like, template for how the games are. But, and there's an evil team always. There's always an evil team that's like, trying to take over the world. But what is it called? Black and White it's the first Pokemon game that actually goes outside of that. Like it goes outside of just, the status quo of what the game is. Normally the game's always about getting the Pokemon to use in the battle and, to be able to get the title and, like get the badges, and that's it. But it's the first game that actually had emotion, that actually had fleshed out characters, that actually had like a fleshed out like plot. That was like what made Black and White. In my opinion, Black and White was the best Pokemon game like ever created, because it's got a lot of stuff that's just like it blows your mind. Like it kind of thinks outside of Pokemon. It was the first Pokemon game that actually asked what are Pokemon and where they're placed in the Pokemon world. Every other Pokemon game like never really cared about that. Like, it was the first game that like actually showed, because like in the early days, when Pokemon, before it came out, like there used to be a Pokemon anime that was very, very mature, very graphic, and like
kind of like
it
the
actually
whole
never made its
Yu-Gi-Oh!
way.
Season 0 type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like it never made its way to North America because the censorship was so hard on it that like they were like we didn't want to allow it because basically initially Pokemon were supposed to like battle to the death. That was the original idea.
They sure does feel
But
that
then,
way.
you know,
It sure does feel that way in some
Yeah.
movies. Yeah. Oh shit.
but now it's like, you know, after all the censorship and, you know, when they noticed that they were trying to cater to an audience of younger people, they were like, oh, we need to make it more that they just faint, they don't die. But, you know, initially, like a lot of the old, like if you ever look at Ken Sugimori, who was the, you know, the artist that did all the original art for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, you know, and Johto, he was the artist that made like the first two generations of Pokemon. If you ever look at his art from like the concept art for when they were like, you know, still brainstorming Pokemon, there is some graphic ass like art that he did. Like he did like there was something, you know how Slowbro has that like Pokemon that was never named on his tail. Well, like on his art, I think his initial art of like Slowbro, the it's like this like weird like shell that has teeth, like razor teeth. On his original art, that shell is biting Slowbro's tail, which is what happens in the normal art. But in the original art, there's like blood and there's like lacerations and all these types of things that aren't displayed on the like current day Slowbro. And that's for like the same reasons I said. You know, they don't want to, since it was something that catered more to children, and you know that's kind of the way they went with it. They kind of had to tone all that down, which is what happened to a lot of things that got brought into North American culture. Like another example would be like SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. I shit lord, man. Talk about the quality dip. And people are like, "Oh, it's because you grew up." No. Just because you grew up doesn't mean quality just, you know, obviously just you don't notice a dip in quality. I remember they're back in the day episodes. It would come on like Nickelodeon. I'd watch that shit at like 7:00 new episodes, and that should have me in tears,
dude. I remember. So you're 25. So you're only a year older than me. I remember when fucking they had the Halloween special and they aired the day Ash Slinging Slasher came on.
I remember that. You remember that party episode they were hyping up? Remember that party episode they were hyping up for like weeks?
Party?
There was that party episode SpongeBob was trying to have, that really big giant party they were hyping up for like weeks and weeks. It was all over like every single syndication channel at the current moment in time. It was the one with when they first introduced that really cringy.
I'm trying to remember what the plot was.
He just wanted a party. That's all it was.
Was it the best day ever?
I think it was. No. It was kind of like similar, but oh, dude, Pete's the Rock thing. It's a that shit killed me, man. Now and then, I went to my friend's house to watch, and SpongeBob was just on. I was like, "What kind of shit is this? This is not even close to funny. Like, it doesn't even make you chuckle. Like SpongeBob will make you like."
The new ideas they've made for the new episodes are so weird. Like I've seen some of the new episodes.
Like it's still enjoyable, but it's not like.
They go too deep into it.
I would not hesitate to click it, like just exit off of it and pick something else.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind watching it. I still enjoy it, but it's like it's I mean that I got older. It's just not that good anymore. I hate saying that, but a lot of the quality and a lot of things we used to watch when younger is just not that good.
Yeah, because it's just been, think about it, like SpongeBob's been going on for like years. It came out in like what, 2003, 2004?
Yeah,
around that time frame. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been out for a little over 15 years.
I'm a goofy goober.
Yeah, I remember when I was literally in like first grade when
that shit came out. At the video game, the movie, holy shit, that shit was incredible. And then at the second movie, I was like, why'd they make a second movie? I was like, what? Good lord.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I can remember back to all those, because Halloween was so big for me as a kid. So like, I remember literally coming home like from school on like a Thursday or Friday, whenever Halloween was going on, Wednesday, and like, you know, spending the whole night like watching the Halloween specials for loads of shows, not just SpongeBob, but like, you know, like even I used to watch a lot of Cartoon Network as a kid, so like I watched all the, you know, the Billy and Mandy and
what a dark ass show. Holy crap. I remember that oh lord. I like that show actually. So
Spooky Godmother.
Dark. They can't show that to kids. Those. They can't show that to kids nowadays. They were like, what the fuck is this?
Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, I'm glad it had its run and it ended, because I remember it's just the darkest show I think I've ever watched as a kid. Outside of like, I don't really count anime in that aspect because it's kind of like obligatory dark. But Billy and Mandy was just a way different. They had like demons possessing kids and having them attack them. Holy crap!
Yeah, and it was very like crude. But that's just kind of how like cartoons were that back then. Like if you watched a lot of cartoons that came out back in that time frame, there was a lot of fan service for adult viewers at the time. Like, you know, if you watch a lot of those shows in current day, or if you just go online and look up like, you know, adult themes in like kid cartoons back in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, there is so much stuff. It's ridiculous. Like that show, have you ever seen Ren and Stimpy on Nickelodeon?
Which one?
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. Oh, is that the one with the dude with the red nose? The big fat thing?
There are like these two like animals.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that, but I do.
There's a fat one that has like there's a skinny one that has a red nose that looks like a rat, and there's a fat one that's like
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was basically like it was Nickelodeon's equivalent of SpongeBob, but it was more extreme because like it kind of had the same premise where like they originally tried to make a show and then they didn't like make it work, so they were like, fuck it, we'll just make a kid show. But it was still like extremely like adult and graphic and crude.
Jeez, man. I remember.
I feel like the most, honestly though, sorry, this is kind of like a by the way type thing. I feel like the most modern crude cartoon that ever came out, like, cause you know, like pretty much that whole phase of cartoons like phased out by like the mid 2000s. But I feel like the show that was the most crude that made it all the way into our teens was probably The Misadventures of Flapjack. That show like came out when I was like 11. Did you ever watch that show?
Actually, I remember it. I just don't remember watching it like actually in episodes. I remember promotion material for it, like on like commercials and shit. But I didn't watch it. No, I didn't actually. I know what you're talking about.
Had so much like what the fuck moments in it. It had like a lot of like dark stuff in it too.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I remember what else. Well, did I have? What else did I remember? Jeez. Oh, I grew up on like anime too. I remember just watching anime on like Adult Swim. My mom always was like, "Go to bed." Literally, go to bed. I was like, "Nah,
dude,
I'm gonna watch Adult Swim."
Adult Swim was the fucking shit. Like, oh my god! Like, I remember like being a kid because you know I got exposed to anime like really young too, but it was like you know the traditional anime, like it was just Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon like that. But it wasn't until like I started watching like the Tsunamis and the Adult Swims where I actually started being exposed to like these like anime that were of course for like mature audiences, and like I was just like every time I would watch them I just felt like I was watching something that I wasn't supposed to be watching, but it was just blowing my mind because that's what it was.
I remember my older brother went on a trip with some of my family at the one point, and I remember it was 11 o'clock and this Inuyasha came on for the first time that I watched it. I was like, this isn't Goku, this is Vegeta, what is this? I was like, who's? I was just like, because like I got introduced to DBZ. I was like Yugi, DBZ, Yu-Gi-Oh, and shit like that. And whenever I saw something not DBZ or Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, who are these people? So I follow every single week and shit. Oh man, back in the day when you could say whatever the fuck you want, and all these pussies nowadays, you can't say shit now, dude. Swear to God, there's this dude on Twitch told this girl to go make him a sandwich. He got banned. What the fuck is wrong with people? I'll link the story in Discord so you can watch. That shit is stupid.
He was kidding though too. I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, like for me, it was that show, and then they also had G.I. Joe on there.
That show was dark too. Captain Planet was dark.
Fuck,
man.
Captain Planet had so much. So what they used to do with shows back in that frame were that they were cartoons. They were like animated series, but they had so many like real life like issues and like you know mature like themes in the shows. Like I don't know if you ever watched like X-Men, like,
I did.
The animated series. That was one of my favorite shows. That and Spider-Man the animated series.
That Spider-Man the animated series. Did you like Spider-Man the animated series more, or the newest Spider-Man animated series they made? Because that one was actually pretty good too.
I don't like any of the modern ones.
Really?
The one that came out in the 90s was my favorite ever.
Oh man, that show was lit.
and that like is pretty hard for me to say because I'm a pretty big time Spider-Man fan. Another thing I'll say, like this is just because we're on the topic, is I'm a huge like comic book collector. Like when I was a
Same
kid.
here. Same here.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah, my dad, he actually gave me my first comic book. It was a Black Panther comic from the '60s, and I still
You
have.
still have it in mint condition?
Yeah. It's still in their protective.
What
like,
the fuck, dude?
Along with a whole bunch of Spider-Man comics.
I am
because
not
Spider-Man's my favorite.
Really. My favorite is Batman.
Yeah.
My favorite is Batman. Honestly, I saw Batman
Oh,
the
okay.
animated series when I was a little kid, and then it would come on like at 9 o'clock before Adult Swim, and I'd watch it. I'd be like, oh my god! And then they moved it because they said they had to change it up to get more better ratings because it came on too late. So they put it on at like 7 o'clock after. So it would go Batman the animated series, then it would go Superman the animated series, and then it would go to like Billion. No, it wasn't Billion Mandy back then. It went to something else because they. In like Justice League, I remember watching Tsunami and Justice League the animated series came on the first time. Woo!
Justice League was hype too.
Justice League was hyped. That first episode, no, when they're facing Mongol and Superman was getting his ass kicked, and then he bounced back. He was like, "What the fuck?" I remember them facing Darkseid, and Darkseid tried to shoot Batman with his Omega beams, and he dodged it. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
That's fucking wild, dude. I remember watching what is it? My favorite Batman like experience back then was Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was so cool.
That's so cool. I love that show.
Loved it.
I thought it was interesting, yet it reminded me of
Well, their take on the story was so cool. How they made Bruce Wayne Alfred, and then had Terry
as
like,
Bruce, kind of.
Yeah, took on the mantle. Yeah.
What else was it? In that it strangely reminded me of, if you ever watched the anime Escryed.
I've never watched that.
Oh, you're missing out, bro. Escryed used to come on to Adult Swim too. That shit was. Whoo! I remember one of my favorite animes that doesn't have any action or nothing. It's just dialogue and narrative flow. It's Case Closed. That is my shit. I love some Case Closed.
Yeah, back at that time when Inuyasha was, if I was watching Adult Swim, it was almost always Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Hakusho?
Yu Yu Hakusho was so fucking badass.
God. I love me some Yu Hakusho,
Even
man.
the theme song,
Dark
like,
Tournament.
just,
The Dark Tournament story when he's facing Tuogoro. All the memories, man. And then
that brings it back.
Nowadays we have fucking Captain Marvel and
I
shit.
can't believe Toonami's like not even on Cartoon Network anymore. It's so.
It's on.
Yeah, I remember I've seen it like come from time to time, but they don't show anything good on it.
Yeah, it's on now, but I remember the fan base was crazy for it, but then now they brought it back. It's just not as good, honestly. Probably because there's not just as good shows on it. Like, I mean, Dragon Ball Super is interesting to say the least.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I don't know.
You watch DBZ Super?
I watched Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I've watched Dragon Ball. I've watched Dragon Ball Z. I've watched Dragon Ball GT. I've never watched Super.
You're not.
Like, I see all the stuff that comes out about it, and people talk to me about it, like trying to explain it to me, but I just can't get behind it. I don't know. I just feel like it's just too much going on.
Yeah, it will definitely confuse you when you first start it. Oh man, there's so much. It elevates the series to another level.
My friend, like, so I have tattoos because like I'm really into anime. Like, I watched like a lot, and I'm just really into anime. But my friend has tattoos as well, but all of his tattoos are DBZ tattoos. And he had a tattoo of like Goku Black, or the one that has the pink hair. Yeah. And he explained to me like what it's about. Like he was like they created like a clone of Goku and all this type of shit. And like they were like, oh, this happened and that happened and that happened. And I was like, what? That's really a thing? He was like, yeah, that actually happened in like the series. I was like, it sounds like they're just doing way too much.
Like I was just like DBZ Super. If you want to go to it for villains, it doesn't really have villains though. Like outside of Goku Black, there really isn't a villain. It's more like obstacles. They're not even really villains. Like Goku Black and the other dude Zamasu was like their only legit what I would consider a villain.
I don't know. I feel like as far as anime are concerned, like, so I'm a big like fight anime fan. Like my favorite animes of all time are like Naruto, One Piece, Attack on Titan. One Piece. Like those are like my favorites because they're like, you know, they're very character driven. They're shonens. Let's be real, shonens.
Yeah.
But fucking, I don't know. I feel like in modern day, the anime I'm watching the most has been Fire Force, Doctor Stone, and then the other one is Demon Slayer Force. Those are like the three that I've been watching the most of within the last like year or two.
I sadly watched Boruto. Sadly, I did.
You know, I really wanted to get into it, but I just couldn't. Like, I know what's going on because I've seen like the spoilers and people that talk about like, you know, the high points of it, but like I tried to watch a couple of episodes. All I got to was like where fucking they were showing like Orochimaru's like son and shit. That's pretty much it. But
Naruto Shippuden, man, people be making up some heinous bullshit. This dude told me that fucking the Akatsuki could take on Madara. I'm like, are you nuts? Madara? Even the
that's pretty
that's
high.
yeah. I mean, even the Madara that fought the 5 Kage would clap the Akatsuki. Maybe not like Toby.
Yeah.
Maybe not like Toby and shit. Maybe
You have to realize that like the Akatsuki only had select few like members that were actually S rank.
like Itachi, Obito, and Pain. I'll say
Yeah.
that are their big OPs. Madara literally wipes the floor with anybody that's not them.
Because the issue is like a lot of their members were very niche. They weren't really strong like overall. They just had one thing about them that was like very strong. Which, if you ever saw like how it actually played out, they would always have specific people fight like whoever was going against like X person, and it was always because whoever they chose from the Akatsuki to face that specific ninja was normally like had an advantage against that person, if that were to make sense. Like they always like matched them up with somebody who would actually like help them use that gimmick.
Because they were supposed to be strong enough as Jinchuriki level to obviously capture Jinchuriki. That's their
Right.
Yeah, because you can't have somebody weaker than a Jinchuriki because Jinchuriki individuals are supposed to be actually pretty strong. But then you look at like fights, like if Sasuke beat Deidara, so you're thinking to yourself like, why would Madara lose to Deidara? It would like that's not even close to like what
Deidara is like probably the weakest fucking.
This dude said his max. He said his explosion could kill. No. What is wrong with people? Like,
dude, I'm watching the Academy Rush right now. It looks pretty cool.
It actually is on. Oh, but no, we can still.
Yeah.
So like, let's see, Naruto Shippuden. So what would you say is like your not in like a pick off the top of your head? Well, what would be like the your favorite fight of Naruto history?
Oh, I only have one. Well, I have a top 3, but my favorite one of all is Kakashi versus Obito.
Super underrated. That's actually a really
That
good
is
fight.
actually the best one, and the reason why is because it's there's only a select few like parts in Naruto where they actually exhibit like great animation and great hand-to-hand combat where you can actually feel the weight of the jabs. Here, just give me a sec. My DoorDash actually arrived.
Your DoorDash.
Yes, I ordered DoorDash.
No. Can I get some pizza?
I'll be right back.
All right. Right now, guys, we are currently experiencing him going to grab his DoorDash, and we are currently talking about Naruto Shippuden. And at this moment, we have Academy Rush going on. So that is going to be something that is going to happen for the LCS. If you're watching this between Master Swag King Entertainment, which is my main YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on Way of Life Esports, then please make sure to check out Master Swag King Entertainment. That is my main YouTube channel. And if you like the League of Legends content and other things that I'm going to be doing on the second channel, then make sure to subscribe to Way of Life Esports. Also, if you are a person who thinks that the Akatsuki, maybe outside of Itachi, Obito, and Pain could actually beat Madara, pre-Madara, I'm talking about Madara who faces the 5 Kage, you are absolutely need your brain checked. And if we're being completely honest here, Madara would probably clap Itachi and Pain too, but I think it's only just Obito he struggles with. Actually, not even Obito, because Obito was scared of Madara and did everything he did. There's no way you are actually stronger than somebody and you did every single thing that person told you to do. I don't believe that for a goddamn second. But that's just me, personally.
This is just a, by the way, comment. I'm about to go get my DoorDash, but I heard you talking just now. I feel like the only person who could even rival Madara would be Itachi. And that's only, like, statistically speaking. We don't even know, like, because it never actually happened and it couldn't happen. But
it's only because the reason why I don't say Obito is because he did everything Madara said for literal years. There's no way you're stronger than somebody and you do everything they say. That's kind of like,
right.
I just can't get behind that. I understand why people said he could because of Kamui. Is that the thing where he sucks you in? He puts you in another dimension.
Kamui is where he like basically can shift dimensions.
Madara will get out of that. It's that.
But you have to realize Madara literally has Rinnegan, which does the same thing. except it's like permanent, where Kamui is a technique and Rinnegan's like an actual like state.
Did you ever watch Bleach?
I actually didn't. That's the only anime that people like really hyped about in that time frame when I got into Naruto and One Piece, and I never really got into it.
I'd say my favorite fight in Naruto, if I just went between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, would be Sasuke versus Itachi, because that was like an original fight that
You mean in Shippuden?
Yeah, because a lot.
Oh, that was actually really good.
That's my favorite fight because there's a lot of storylines built up to that. It felt like the real first arc of Naruto actually concluded because Sasuke always wanted revenge, and it finally happened after all those many episodes.
And that fight was very long too.
Sasuke's like, now I have Kirin. Hits a touch. That it hit him, and you're thinking to yourself, what the heck? There's no way he's gonna survive that. And you realize that Itachi's holding, like, that fight does so much.
Itachi had his Susanoo manifest at that time.
And you're thinking to yourself, like, this is where, like, you get a lot of that original Naruto feeling of when they hyped up a fight and it actually happened. And I feel like the lead up into the fight was amazing. They had Sasuke take on a bunch of different villains before they fought him. Sasuke improved a lot. Itachi was kind of on his last legs because he was dying. And then you realize Itachi was holding back. Oh my god, that fight's my favorite, man.
Right. I'll be right back. I just gotta grab my pizza.
Alright, let me just talking to myself. Woo! Currently grabbing pizza at, well, my time is 5. It's 5 o'clock for me. It's probably 8:30 for him at the moment. I love pizza, guys. I love pizza so much. But I like Domino's pizza. Like, if you don't like Domino's pizza, I don't know what's wrong with you. And then, what else was it? I'm thinking to myself, there's Domino's, Little Caesars, and there's Papa John's. People like that shit too. I'm not really a big fan of the Papa John's, honestly. What else happened for pizza? There's Chuck E. Cheese, but I'm not really trying to eat all that. And then what else was it? It was there was Chinese. There's not Chinese. I like Chinese food actually. When I went out of town to like Cold Stone and shit on one of my vlogs, I actually had a chance to eat Cold Stone ice cream. Thought it was great. And then there was this Chinese food place next to that, and then I actually went and got that stuff too. And I thought this was great. This was better than anything I had ever eaten in like Panda Palace or Panda Express. So I was like, okay, I like this. And then after that, I'm probably gonna go end up getting dinner after this, and I'm gonna get Panda Express because I'm craving Panda Express. Just got paid and pay my bills, and I'm trying to get some Panda Express. That's what I'm getting. He's getting his DoorDash right now. Do you guys actually order DoorDash and Uber Eats? I never actually did that. I think it's a little too costly for what I'm trying to actually get because I can kind of just go get it myself personally. But that's just me personally. I think that when you look at these other places who offer that, I like it personally. But my favorite fast food place would probably have to be between Taco Bell and Jack in the Box. I think those are my favorites. Most people's, I think, would be between I can't remember actually. Most people's favorites are not even McDonald's. McDonald's is like such a non-factored favorite, but they have this good thing about them where it's just good enough to the point where you're not going to really criticize it. And that's kind of where we're getting at with this. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm currently at. There's Academy Rush going on right now if you guys are watching League of Legends right now. And it's where they're supposed to be capturing the highlights between all the other different games like the NFL does. So that's my current plans right now. He actually missed the podcast last night, so I wanted to make it up to him because he was also a new guy too. And I felt kind of bad that he missed it. He works a lot, so I wanted to make it up to him. Some people, work a lot and they get tired and they go to sleep, and that's perfectly fine, but I can always make it up to you. That's what I always try to do. There was one person who I never even got a chance to get in here. I friended him constantly put it in, never got a response back, and it said it didn't work, so, yeah. If you guys ever want to get part of this, I don't accept too many people, but, you guys can see my Discord name right there and just ask to be a part of it, and I'll let you in. Not a lot of people, obviously, but I want to make sure I'm keeping it quite, low, because there's too many people, too many voices. A lot of people don't like that, but I personally wouldn't mind that. I like longer videos. I like longer content. That's why I put out longer content myself. Let's see. So somebody asked me Do I like Bleach? Bleach is an acquired taste. Bleach happens to be a anime where, you know, it starts off like Game of Thrones, really, really good, and then takes a massive dip in quality. Pretty much after the Soul Society arc, I think the Arrancar arc is good. The fake Karakura Town arc is good, where they, you know, finally beat Aizen. I think that's really good. And then right after that, I think that, you know, the most of the series is like so much filler that it really does dissuade a lot of people from actually watching it for the mass majority of the series. He's back, guys! He's not. Yet. So far. And then, I wonder what else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and get my rent money, put that up, and then after that, I'm gonna, you know, probably end up sliding to the Panda Express so I can get some orange chicken, because that's what I'm craving at the moment. But yeah, just currently waiting on him to come back. He got his DoorDash. I'm pretty sure he's just paying the guy and getting some food. I don't know what else is going on at the moment. So, oh my god. So yeah, I really do enjoy all of you guys who've been supporting the channel. Both channels, actually. Way of Life Esports and Master Swag King Entertainment. Really does mean a lot. Met a lot of good people over these past 5 years, and, you know, I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys a lot of content. You know, I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys just enough. I have a fan base for the YouTubers podcast, so you guys love these, man. Like, I initially thought that having my own podcast again would be kind of bad, because I went through the Reflection series. I went through like Eyes On, and then after that I was like, okay, no more. I'm going to revamp this and do it the correct way. And then I did it the correct way, and you guys actually enjoyed it quite a bit. So, you know, I just want to say thank you for the support, and thank you for you know, always attempting to, you know, deal with my shenanigans. I know sometimes it really can be a lot for some of you, but I really enjoy all the people who watch the podcast and, you know, like listening to them on, you know, YouTube, or YouTube is where you listen to them. Someone asked me, why don't I put these on like SoundCloud and shit? Because obviously that costs money, and if you're not paying me money every single month, like on Patreon or PayPal, then your opinion is probably gonna be thrown in the garbage, like everybody else's. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, obviously. What I mean by that is that, you know, it's gonna cost me money to put them up there, and then if people are not putting in for that, keeping that up as a monthly cost is a bill, and then that becomes another bill for me. It's not a lot of money, but it will add up, and that will be a problem. But currently, right now, I am just waiting for him to come back. I probably should end up grabbing my my charger right now. I need to grab my charger so I can slide and charge my phone. Oh, it's right here. Let me actually put my phone on the charger, and I actually plan on getting a gaming chair soon too. So, yeah, I plan on getting one of those very, very soon. Can't wait to get a gaming chair. That shit gonna be lit. That shit gonna be lit. But
Okay, I've returned.
he has returned.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, we got a few more things to talk about before I gotta head out and get some adult business done. But so let's go from the League of Legends aspect. You have been playing League since what, season 7? All right, so do you watch?
That was my fun year learning.
Yeah, I remember those fun years where you don't even know how to use abilities and shit. Holy.
Yeah, that was the first year I played. I just kind of was learning the game. And then I started ranked the year after that.
You watch LCS, right?
Yes.
LEC.
Bits and pieces.
Okay. LPL.
Yes.
LCK.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So the only region you don't kind of watch is Europe, but you kind of do know enough about it to kind of, you know.
Yeah. So basically, what happens with Europe is it depends. Like if the LCS isn't on, Europe normally has their matches on before the LCS does. So I'll watch some of the matches just to like kind of pass the time, but then also kind of be current. So I'll watch like some of the bigger teams play. Don't get me wrong, I don't really watch like the lower tier teams.
Yeah, because
I don't really care.
They're kind of just as bad as like our lower tier teams.
No.
It's like they're like, oh, our lower tier teams will kick your lower tier team's ass. I'm like, people are like, we don't really give a fuck. They're lower tier teams. Like that's like saying, oh yeah, my mom is better than your mom, bro. No one really cares. Like outside of TSM, TL, Cloud9, let's throw in CLG in there at some times. and then what? EU only has 2 teams, G2
Yeah.
and Fnatic. Like, I'm a G2
The rest
fan.
of the teams have fallen off so much.
Like,
They
I
have such
love
difference.
G2. I love Cloud9. Who do you support? Or you don't really have a team, do you?
In LCS?
Yeah, or do you have a League of Legends team? Do you support in
Yeah.
general? Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a TSM fan.
Oh no, I gotta kick you out of this call. Oh fuck, boot. I'm just kidding. So
But I respect every other team, though. To be honest,
I
with
asked
you.
you.
I could,
So after last year, so what were your? How do I say this without being like kind of crazy? Did you pull out all your hair when you figured out that TSM was gonna put in a brand new jungler before a big playoff game?
yes,
Oh,
I actually did.
oh lord.
I was so confused. To be honest with you, the whole Acadian debacle, like, just kind of like blew my mind. So, like, I was like, I did so much like research to try to find out what the hell was going on because it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I was like, oh, sorry. I was like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I was like, these guys are doing pretty good. Spring had me pretty optimistic. The spring performance.
Yeah.
And when summer came around, it just seemed like everything got turned on its head. Like, I was like, how can everything change so fast?
I mean, to be fair, if like, cause we were watching the split pretty close, and you could already tell there was some shit going wrong. Like, I'm a person where I can notice that stuff really instantly, but I don't like make a a statement about it until I actually have some confirmation. So after Rift Rivals, I saw Bjergsen's face. I was like, oh my god, shit's about to go down. This shit about to collapse. You saw his face after they lost to Origin, where they got like just fisted up their assholes. Like, that was horrible. They were like,
Yeah.
because you can't fault Cloud9 at that because they're all sick and shit. And you're like, okay, whatever. It's just TL and TSM, right?
Yeah.
TSM had like, it was just horrible. And then they lost consistently to EU. Grig is just trash. And then they go back to the split. They lose more. And then they have their little, internal problem. Spica comes in. He can't. I don't even blame people like, oh, he played badly. It's not his fault. There's nothing he can do.
It was not his time to be drafted. That was way premature.
Yeah, like, I can't blame. Even if he did play bad, I don't blame him. I can't blame him. That is just not right. Like, I just can't do that. Now his whole career is fucked over because of mismanagement from the staff. You know what I mean?
So, you know this. You do know why the
Ooh,
the whole issue
you
happened,
wanna
right?
you can say it. I do, but you can, you know what I mean. You can go through it if you want. You can, because that shit's like all fucked up.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, rumor has it, because it hasn't been confirmed, because they basically avoided it the whole time people were trying to bring it up and talk about it. And every time they asked the players involved, they kept saying, "Oh, I'm not at liberty to disclose that information." That's pretty much the comments they said when people would interview.
Yeah. Oh, that's because people don't understand. They actually can't do that because in their contract it says you can't. It's like, what's that word?
You can't slander.
Yeah,
basically.
like confidentiality or some shit like that, or you will get sued, and you do not want to get sued by them. All your money will be gone.
So basically, the origin of all the disarray and TSM was just between two members. It was fucking Sven and Acadian.
Ooh, shit.
Did you know that?
I remember. Dude, I do all that research and shit. So what I heard, it's the girlfriend problem, right?
Tell me. Okay, good. At least you know.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, I gotta go down the rabbit hole for these stories and shit.
So, rumor has it that fucking Acadian was talking to this chick that Sven had something going on with or some shit.
Oh my god.
And it just made the whole atmosphere hella toxic because they were at beefing with each other, but they're also teammates. So they didn't want to play around each other. And it just caused this huge divide on the team.
And then you're thinking to yourself, they already fucked TSM over earlier on by trying to make them play with two junglers. I understand, you know what I mean? Grig was supposed to start, but his wrist injury came up. I respect they gave him a chance because it wasn't his fault. But in terms of a professional aspect, they really shouldn't have because they already built up synergy with Acadian.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I respect them for giving him a shot, but after a few weeks, Greg is just garbage. I don't know. No offense to anybody. Greg is trash.
I don't like Greg personally.
I think he's fucking.
I feel like the only thing
sucks.
he's good for is fucking stealing Baron. That's it.
And like junglers should be doing that anyway because they're competitive junglers. I don't like if people say, "Oh, he's really good at smites." Oh my god, you're a jungler. All right, who can do that better? Exit, Greg. Bye.
To be honest with you, this whole time I've just wanted them to have a Svenskeren style jungler. That's all I've wanted, and that's why I'm actually excited for the season because I really hope Dardoch like keeps his shit. Like I feel like if he keeps his shit and doesn't like blow his top, he's gonna be probably up there with Svenskeren as one of the best junglers we've ever had.
Jeez, man, like the things TSM. I've watched TSM for literal years, as much as I watch Cloud9. And it never ceases to amaze me. They make videos every single year before the year starts. Oh yeah, things are good. Beerson's like, well, yeah,
I know.
Things are going great. You know, I'm really optimistic. I'm ready for this new year. Ready for my new teammates.
I remember. Trust me, I remember back in fucking. It was wintertime before the 2018 season when fucking they like were they're showing their roster like reveal trailer. And showing how they got like Mithy and Sven, I was holy shit, this is gonna be crazy. I actually had faith. I was like, this is ridiculous. TSM might actually be competitive internationally, like in theory, like with what was on paper. But then of course, it just I don't like Sven as a player personally. Like that, I hate him. I hate that fucking player.
Bringing European trash invading our country and shit.
Well, it's not because of that.
I'm just kidding, guys. People are gonna. I'm literally joking.
Like I feel like he's the type of player that I would flame in solo queue. Like he's just not a good player. Like at least mental wise, like decision making, like how he his attitude. Like I just don't like it.
Oh man, the whole girlfriend thing. When people said that, that's not a far-fetched story to believe.
Nope.
I actually could believe it. Now, there might be people lying, I agree with that, but I really do believe something happened with a girl because, no offense to guys out there, man, but girls really do break up male relationships. They really do. What's that thing? Bros over hoes? It really should be like that because, if they weren't, I'm just going on speculation here. If Sven and that girl weren't in a relationship and they were classified in a relationship like Doublelift and Sneaky have their girlfriends, on like their Facebooks and shit, it says they're in a relationship, right? If Sven and that girl were not in a relationship, I can't really blame Akaden because she's not exactly tied down. And Akaden and Sven aren't friends. Like, I can understand if that's like let's say me and you've known each other for like 10 plus years, I would be pretty mad if you did something like that. But Sven and Akaden, I can almost guarantee to anybody right now, they are not best friends. And does that really matter at the end of the day? He's kind of just another guy that wants to have sex with that girl. Is that
right?
And if you're not close friends, it really shouldn't matter though. That's my thing. That's my thing, but I know other people might have different opinions about that.
Right.
Like if let's say you had a girlfriend, I know you for 10 years, I went after that girl. That'd be kind of fucked up though, because I'm your friend, right? Okay, if I don't know you, you don't even know me. You don't even know who the fuck I am. You're going after.
But for them, they weren't shit to each other.
Yeah, dude, that you're my coworker. All's fair in love. All's fair in love and war. I remember the episode of Sweet Life and Zack and Cody when that mother said that shit. Oh my god.
I don't know if you see this fucking if you actually got onto the Academy Rush, but for some reason EG, I have reason to believe they don't have an actual full fleshed out Academy team. They have fucking Svenskeren and Kumo playing in the Academy game right now.
That team is overrated as fuck, man. I just did my power rankings. They're I'm not really too.
I don't like that team.
You know what I mean? Cloud9 fans are super mad that, oh my god, they got rid of Sneaky. Now I'm gonna go support Evil Geniuses. Well, go support Evil Geniuses and support a team that's not gonna go to Worlds and is gonna be dog shit later on. You can do that.
They're gonna be at highest 6th. That's what I think.
Or I'd say 4th place if it really did pan out for them.
I don't know. In my opinion, this is the ranking.
Who you got?
I have TL number 1, of course. I have TSM/C9 number 2. I don't really know who's gonna win that. And then I have Dignitas level number 3 or 4. That's tied with 100 Thieves. That's another. I can't really make a difference between those two teams. I feel like every other team is going to be either super irrelevant or they're just going to be so close that I can't really definitively back to back, like, put them against each other unless I, looked into very, very deep differences and discrepancies.
I think it's between me, because I just released it, TL, TSM, Cloud9. Reason why TSM individually just have the better players, I think, in various positions.
Right.
I think last year you could kind of flip it if you wanted to, but I think Dardoch is better than Blabber, Bjergsen's better than Niski, Kabe was better than Sven last year. I think that TSM objectively just had the better players, but playing it better as a team, I think Cloud9 will play better as a team. I think TSM overall just have the better players.
That's the reason why I can't definitively say that TSM is better, because we haven't actually seen how the interaction is going to work.
Bjergsen.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason that I'm not completely committed. They're my team and everything, but just, after seeing what happened with the whole fucking Sven Mithy acquisition and fucking Mithy leaving and Sven still staying and that being a whole waste of 2 years, like, I can't, like, trust things on paper anymore.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how people did it for all these years. It's the same video every single year. Bjergsen is all sexy as hell on his videos. He's like, hey guys, it was rough for me last year. I learned a lot, but I'm ready to, do better this year. I don't know how many years I've heard that. Man, if you tell what's that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. And,
yeah.
I respect Bjergsen. I love him. I think he's a great player,
and I feel like last year was like his worst.
Yeah. Spring Split was great. And then you turn to summer.
Not last year, but last split.
Last split, yeah, because I thought spring was great.
Spring was great for him.
Summer, man, holy shit.
Oh, by the way, just a heads up, I'm a mid lane main. That's why.
I love top lane so much.
Bjergsen's one of my heroes.
I have to play tanks this next split in solo queue. I'm gonna cry.
If you want to win, just fucking one trick Ornn.
I like Ornn actually. I actually have him. He's actually really OP.
Just play those two champions, you'll win every game.
Is the new Mordekaiser actually really good? Because I haven't tried him out yet.
Mordekaiser is good, but the issue about Mordekaiser, there's a lot of counter picks to him, and he can lose to specific matchups, so he's matchup dependent.
Whereas Ornn is kind of just generic. You could throw him into kind of like anything.
Yes. Ornn is like the Malzahar of top lane, right? Like you can not even be a top laner and just fucking pick up that champion and be useful.
Let's see.
His ultimate's basically a Malzahar ult, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you just hit the skill shot right, you knock up, you stun the whole team.
So, what did you think about Worlds 2019? Not like, it has a whole rundown. Did you enjoy Worlds 2019? Did you care to watch it?
I really liked it.
I thought it was good. I think
the reason being is because I felt like it kind of gave us a new, like, spin and exposure to what League could be. Because there were a lot of things that happened in Worlds 2019 that were never really considered previously in League. If that were to make sense.
Like just being diverse.
The reason I say that, yeah, exactly. There were a lot of different styles. There were a lot of players doing things that weren't really seen before. Like, for example, me as a mid laner, I was enlightened like so much by Doinb's play.
Lose lane, win game?
What's that?
Lose lane, win game?
No, it's just so you know how like we have a lot of mids in A where they try to always talk about how like they're best laners, but they play a supportive play style. I.e. Pobelter, fucking Huhi, all these like mids that aren't really aggressive mids. They normally just end up being more supportive, if anything. Doinb was that style, but he just played that style in like efficiently, because if you think about it, for a long time, Huhi, Pobelter, like they always talked about that. They were saying how like those players weren't really like carry players, quote unquote. They were just players that were serviceable and players that could enable their team. Well, Doinb, he is that same type of player, but he is that player to like a completely different level where he can basically carry his team and carry himself.
Yeah, because it's always those carry play, not like it's those serviceable impact Pobelter level players that never really get any credit. They're actually good players. It's just like if you're not rookie caps, licorice level players, you don't really
those
get
are players those are 1v1 players. Like those
take over the game, flash everywhere, outplays highlights and shit. But the players like Smithy, Impact, Paul Belter, there's a couple players on the LCK are like that. They don't really get that kind of credit because if you're
just balanced.
Yeah. Because I'm that player too. Like, I like being stable. You know, like I hate being. If you guys know a player called Ning, oh fuck, I would rather be a stable Impact player than be Ning. Holy shit, I would never want to be Ning. That guy could go like 18-0 or go 2-6 in his games.
Right.
Good lord, man.
So the other thing about Doinby is he started playing a lot of. He was innovating the mid lane champ pool, playing so many champions that before. Even considered to be competitively.
But he did that in the LPL too, though. People just didn't watch the LPL to really notice it. His highest most played champion was Karma, or it's Rise, right? Rise or Karma, or not? He played a combination of those.
All I know is he was the main one to pioneer the Rumble, the Nautilus, He even recently a new pick that's going to start servicing in NALCS and EU LCS. I mean, just LEC, EU LCS. It used to be. What is it called? Is the Orin Middle? That's a thing now.
I can see
and
it.
You'll start seeing it. You'll start seeing it in NALC because Doinby has been menacing with it, and not only LPL but fucking Chinese solo queue.
Oh my god, man. It's Doinby. I love him. I love him as a player, but I think that at a certain point, those players get exposed by people who can mechanically destroy them. Like, I truly believe IG...
I feel like the reason he was so good was because he had players around him that feed off of the thing he was going for.
Because looking at that IG versus FPX semifinal, I had IG crushing them like 3-1. Because IG just have the objectively better players.
It's just, I feel like the Shy just didn't show up. Dude.
Oh my god, that Kale thing he did. Holy crap.
He just didn't show up.
I think he is like the faker of top lane. I really think he is.
Yes, he is.
But his issue is that he likes to think he is really good, and I'll give him that. He's probably the faker of top lane, but gets a little too overconfident, like to the point where he thinks that he just can't be taken down.
To be real with you, though, I feel like if Khan played at the level that Khan did, Khan of old, no one would even know who the Shy was.
True, because Khan
used to be the Shy, like literally.
Yeah. Until he
like I think people don't realize that. Like many players who didn't watch him, like in his Kingzone days,
his Longzhu days where he flashed over that wall.
Ooh, Longzhu, like his people realize like this guy used to be so disgusting. Like his Renekton used to be feared. His Fiora, like disgusting.
Oh my god, man!
He was literally the only player in LCK that was constantly solo queuing Faker, like in every game that he played against him.
I remember that those Longzhu games where it was just Longzhu versus SKT, probably a matchup no one could give two fucks about because back in 2017, it was all about the KT. It was all about the KT Roster SKT rivalry again because KT got their super team. They had Peanut and Huni. That shit was fire when they first faced each other.
It was actually really good. They had Mata, right? They had Mata.
Deft. Oh shit, man.
They had Smeb, dude. Smeb's one of the best top laners ever.
I remember staying up late to watch that series. KT versus SKT then meet up. My god. One of the best of threes I've ever watched. And then later on, SKT kind of showed why they were better. But then it flipped next year. There was KT just dismantled them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, but Longzhu was just so good. They had Prey and Gorilla, they had Khan, they had BDD, which BDD is like one of the best laners Korea has. And then they had I forgot who they had in the jungle. Cuz, yeah. Which Cuz is on fucking SKT now, right? Or is he on?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So
it's kind of weird though. They took 2 ex Longzhu players eventually. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. I think Cuz used to be like an ex-Smithy player, but he turned into some sort of carry player. I was like, where did this transition come from?
Yeah, because he was an enabler for a long time.
I don't think Roach is that good. I think Roach is fucking trash. I think they should just play that new Kana kid.
To be honest with you, it seems like SKT, like, they really need to be careful because that's kind of the rut they fell into where they fell out of power was when they had a bad top.
I think
so
Roach
they need to be very
awful.
careful because If you remember back when they had Untara, that was one of the best. That was one of the worst times they ever had as a team. And it was because their top side was so fucking weak.
Oh man, I remember Blank dealing 537 damage on a Trinity Force Jax. People were like, why can't Faker synergize with him? You want to synergize with a jungler who has autism and shit? Are you serious? What the fuck? How do you synergize with that?
Yeah,
this guy literally went into a game and just auto jungle camps.
Their team was so bad back then.
Who's gonna synergize with that? No one's gonna synergize with that. That's fucking awful.
And so I want you to answer a question for me, and this is a question that, a lot of people.
No, never. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Do you think there is a world, like, once upon a time, or one day, that Faker actually rebrands and leaves SKT?
Looking at traditional sports,
because think about it, like hold on, I will just put this in here,
okay,
just as some peppering. They just the other day, I think it was before the LCS, rosters were finalized. They released a leak saying that a Chinese team and an American team both sent Faker huge offers to come join their team. I think the LCS, they didn't name the team, but apparently
I think it was
TL.
I think it's TL. Because some people said Evil Geniuses. No. I think it's TL.
They think that TL sent Faker in a blank check.
Steve's
blank check.
You can imagine that letters paid by Steve. Hello, Faker. Pick whatever amount of money you want.
But the craziest thing is like Faker didn't even bat an eye. Like he was just like, fuck it. I'm gonna be staying in Korea.
Ooh.
So just think about that before you make your decision.
Will he ever leave SKT? From traditional sports, those players always do at some point. It just might not be right now. Because to a lot of people, he's been on SKT for a very long time, right? Well, in traditional sports, there's been some players on orgs that have lasted there for 10, 20 plus years. And then they finally leave. It might not happen right now. But it depends. But it could happen in, like, Michael Jordan. He left the Bulls. He went to play baseball. He went and played.
That was exactly what I was about to tell you.
There was LeBron James? He was on teams for a
while.
Because
that's literally what's going on in the league. There are those players. There's the Bjergsons. There's the Fakers.
Bjergson's just
seems like they just don't really. They're just loyal to their. They don't really care what goes down.
And Bjergson's been through some shit with TSM. I respect him for staying, but like, why though? It's like he'll never really know.
To be honest, to be totally real with you, I don't understand why NA doesn't just cut their losses, like just fucking wash their hands and make a truce and just make a fucking like disgusting all these years, these teams, TSM, TL, C9. They're like all saying how they're trying to chase after making these quote unquote super teams. If you want to make a real fucking super team, just cut your losses and actually fucking consolidate your pools.
Ooh.
You get what I'm getting at? Like, why the hell don't you just fucking put Core JJ, Bjergsen, fucking Doublelift all on the same team? If you want to actually have international success, like guarantee that NA actually puts their face, because TL has already shown that they can at least put themselves somewhere close to being competitively viable internationally. But if you really, really want to guarantee this, just grab Bjergsen. You already have the best support. You already have the best fucking AD in the league. Grab the best fucking mid laner. And then, look for the best top. Maybe import the top. I mean, Impact's alright, but I feel like they could import top lane because they have, 3. Well, there is Cordi's an import slot for them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I just think
are we allotted 2?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, so I would say import fucking...
Import the Shy. No, that would cost too much money.
Import top lane for sure.
Import Naguri. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind no Naguri playing in here. It's just
but seriously,
I don't understand why
don't you think that
I don't know why they haven't done it.
I have not thought about that.
Because this is the thing with super teams is that you should never. Thorin made a video on this, and I don't agree with a lot of Thorin's points, but this one makes sense. Never settle Go for the upgrades. Go for the super team. Every single other traditional sports team always does that. I mean,
I feel like
they don't.
Them and TL should do what fucking Fnatic and G2 did. Like, fuck it, dude. Like, Bjergsen and Doublelift are the 2 best players in the league. Like, make sure they're on the same team and build a team around those 2.
Well, this is the thing, is that people don't understand, like, a lot of teams switch out players and have success, like G2, Fnatic, FPX, IG, SKT, Samsung. Well, no, Samsung doesn't count. They kept the same raw roster to do that. But the first time they did, you know what I mean? They always, the people don't understand you have to switch out players. Like, I don't understand you fucking have a dick for this person. You just want to put Sneaky's cock all the way down your throat. I don't care about that. All I care about is winning. And that's what people only remember in the years is winning. I love the teams. I mean, I love all our players, but, you know, at a certain point, it doesn't matter if you like at our jobs, right? If it doesn't really matter who likes you, just do your job. If you don't do your job correctly, you're fired. That's right. Just it. You know, people don't understand that. It's like, oh my god, I like Sneaky. I want to make love to him. Now you have to keep him. Fuck you if you think that. You're never see those people don't win championships. The people who do that. Look at G2. Remember what they got so much shit for Yarnan and by kicking Yarnan and Wadid? Next year, switch super team. MSI title, World Finals, 2 splits. They don't even care about Yarnan and Wadid anymore. No one's even checking for those guys.
People care too much about the brand and the the loyalty to an org and shit like that.
They care about that way too much, man. They care about that way too much.
You should care more about strengthening your region, if anything.
Cloud9 could get a super team. Jack literally makes so much money off that Evil Genius deal. They have Microsoft as a sponsor. People don't understand. Cloud9 has Microsoft as a sponsor. Do people don't understand who Microsoft is? Bill Gates and shit. They could get a super team. I don't understand why they don't. If you want to get a super team before, knock everybody out. You keep me Licorice. Yeah, you give me a super team.
Right.
Keep Licorice. Give me a superstar. I don't care what people say. Oh my god, this doesn't feel like Cloud9 and shit. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't care what it feels like.
That's what they were saying. I was watching some videos this week about people's feelings about fucking.
Feelings is the worst shit ever.
Yeah. Like, I was watching a video. People were talking about like their opinion about how things are now that Jen's the AD carry, and people saying like, oh shit, this is going on and it's going on. Fucking,
Oh my god, Sneaky left. I feel
Cloud9's never going to be the same again.
Cloud9 won't make Worlds without Sneaky. Oh yeah, because he really helped us get to Worlds all those minutes. What about those splits where he was bad? He didn't help us get to Worlds in those splits. He was bad. I'm just saying, people like to rewrite history and shit, but they've gone to Worlds every single year they've existed. What makes this year any different though? And and nobody can use that. These are argument of, oh well, it happened before, so it might happen. No. I can just spin that on you and say it's happened 7 different times, so it could happen the 8th time. It's more likely that they do get to Worlds than they don't get to Worlds by that level of an argument though.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I feel like people invest too much into. Because the thing about LCS is it's becoming to the point where it's more about the show.
It's like a popularity contest and shit.
Yeah, people care too much about the actual, like, political portions of it. And what people should be caring about is more about the statistics, the results. They should care more about the strength of the actual region. And like I said, like, this year was a year that people started asking, what are we going to do to make North America stronger?
Finally, it finally clicked in people's heads.
Yeah, what's going to make North America stronger is to set up teams that are actually good. Cut these players that are fucking in the league that shouldn't be in the league. If there are players that need to be in fucking academy, send them to fucking academy. Don't give them a damn chance.
Apollo.
Like,
I've seen that guy for years.
There's a lot of these teams right now. For example, this year they had a lot of teams that came into they had a lot of players that came into the teams that were drafted that actually I feel make the league a lot more competitive, not because of the fact of what players they are, but just because of where they come from. These Oceanic players, these French players. This is actually going to breathe a lot more competitive nature into the game, and the reason being is because. Think about it. A lot of these players are filling spots that quote-unquote players that were good, quote-unquote, aren't playing. Pobelter, Demonte. They're filling roles that they could have had. And that's going to make these players say, oh, why the fuck wasn't I chosen? I wasn't chosen because of X, Y, and Z. What am I going to do about it? go in fucking academy and think about your life. Think about what are you gonna need to do to like become a better player. You know, that's actually gonna. Cause that's the thing. It's like a lot of these players are peaking and they're not fucking getting better.
They're peaking and getting what's that word they like to use? They're
complacent.
Peaking. Yeah,
they're
there
being
you go.
complacent. Like that's what it comes down to, and it's because you know it's the same fucking TL, and that's the issue with TL too. TL actually at least talks about it. TL at least said multiple times they're trying not to get complacent because they just win LCS every year and are not actually like you know being challenged. But the issue is like you know a lot of these players they're just you're like I got this slot. I'm all right with getting this spot in the fucking rankings. Like I don't care like what else happens to that, and that's just not how it should be. You should be expanding your horizons. You should be pushing to become a better player. You should be pushing to make your colleagues and your peers stronger players. And that's the thing that we're missing right now in the league.
I agree.
So I feel like they need to flesh out and kick out a lot of these. They don't need to be giving chances to players that aren't actually like trying to get better and not actually trying to like get to compete against other regions.
Ooh, but yes, I do have to kind of slide out. But I agree, man. The people, we gotta try some new stuff here. I don't care who I've seen for 5 years. If you don't give me any results, you gotta go, man. Like that's how jobs work. That's this life. I don't get why people are so foreign to life and job concepts. That's just how it works. No one makes the rules.
That's the issue with I feel with LCS. It's like a lot of the ways the coaches and the players in North America think about things. They don't really think about things in the way that sports actually work.
They want to be
literally
that's literally what they do.
Yeah. So it's pretty silly.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Just wanted to make sure I got you in one of these times, you know. I'll definitely it was enjoyable talking. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. Pretty productive. Got to talk about a lot of topics.
Woo! And I'm saying TSM sucks. Reginald is one idiot for what. I'm just kidding. Good lord. But
hopefully they have a good season.
What if they draft TSM Myth?
Oh my god! Don't bring that in here. That's actually the most cancer thing. Where you go look at TSM anywhere and people about Fortnite TSM.
TSM Daquan and TSM Myth top duo. Oh my god, I would laugh my ass off because they're like okay TSM fans, we don't try anymore, we're done. If you want to be fans, cool, but we're running TSM Myth and Daquan. We don't give their press release would be like we love LCS, we're gonna keep trying, we're gonna build a competitive team. At the back of that statement, the fine print says we don't give a shit, we're playing TSM Myth and TSM Daquan. Oh, TSM Pokimane and shit. Oh my god, that shit would be so funny. I love me some Pokimane though. Oh my god, she's so hot.
Yeah.
That's just me. But I'll see you guys later. Have a good day, guys.
All right, take care, man.
Peace out, man. I gotta go. Gotta do some girlfriend stuff. Oh, yeah, I got my whip on. Talk to you later, dude. Bro, see you later.